Welcome back to the Deep Dive. So today we're looking at something pretty specific. The Xfinity Wi-Fi Pods, the Generation 2 version.
Right.
And our mission really is to figure out if this is a genuine fix for those, frustrating Wi-Fi dead zones, or if it's just an expensive problem kind of dressed up as a solution.
It's a really interesting setup when you stop to think about it.
How so?
Well, you're buying a $120 extender to fix a coverage issue.
With their own equipment.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
With the gateway, they're already renting to you for, what, $15 a month? It's sort of a self-perpetuating service loop.
And you can see that conflict perfectly in the user reviews. I mean, they're just so polarized.
Oh, completely. It's either, this is incredible, it solved all my problems, or...
Or it's an electronic paperweight. That's a direct quote.
Yeah. So maybe we should unpack what they actually promise this thing does.
Let's do it.
So on paper, the promise is strong. It creates a modern mesh network, it has tri-band Wi-Fi, and it's supposed to be totally plug and play.
Right, through the app.
And they claim it can hit speeds of 500 megabits per second pretty easily.
But hold on, there is a massive catch there that just changes the entire equation, isn't there?
A huge one.
You can only use these pods if you are renting the Xfinity gateway. So if you're someone who went out and bought your own, top-of-the-line router to get better performance.
You're locked out.
Yeah.
Simple as that. You're immediately forced back into their ecosystem.
That's pure vendor lock-in.
It really is.
Okay, so let's get to the actual performance tests, because this is where the results start to get baffling.
They're very contradictory.
Right. So in one test, right next to the pod, the speeds were great. The numbers jumped from 134 to 321 middle pace.
Which is a fantastic improvement. That's what you're paying for.
Exactly. But then you walk just 3 rooms away, past a single glass door.
Not a thick concrete wall or anything?
No. And the speed didn't just fail to improve, it actually got worse.
Worth.
Yeah, the data shows a drop from 115 millipedes down to 97. The pod was actively hurting the connection at a pretty short distance.
And that's before we even talk about reliability.
Oh, yeah. The reports of them working perfectly for weeks and then suddenly just dropping connections, cutting speeds to almost nothing.
And it seems the technical reason for all of this comes down to one single number.
Yeah.
500.
500 millipedes.
Precisely. What's so fascinating is that even in ideal lab conditions, these Gen 2 pods seem to hit a hard speed ceiling, a cap, right at that number. They just won't go faster.
So wait a minute. If you're a customer paying Xfinity for one of their faster plans, the 600, the 800,
Or the gigabit plan.
you are spending a lot of money on an accessory that serves as an active speed limiter for the service you already paid them for.
You are buying a performance hindrance, a bottleneck.
Wow.
And when you look at the price, I mean, the shift is just shocking.
The Gen 1 pods, the older ones?
For Gen 1, you got a pack of 3 pods for $119.
Okay.
With these new Gen 2 pods, it's 1 pod for $119.
1. So they effectively tripled the cost.
They tripled the cost while building in a speed constraint that undercuts their own premium services.
So I think our takeaway is pretty clear. If you have an internet plan that's rated anywhere over, say, 400 megabits, you are paying for an accessory that's defined by vendor lock-in, and it will actually stop you from getting the speeds that you were promised.
Which I think raises a really important question for you, the listener.
Yeah.
Given this evidence, the hard performance caps, the mandatory system lock-in, how should you approach buying any optional equipment sold directly by the same internet service provider who controls the flow of data and your speed in the first place?
Makes you think.
It really makes the case for digging around for those third-party alternatives.